Hey guys, it's Brendan with Sonic Electronics.
And I'm Allyn.
We got this 2009 Honda Civic in our install bay today for a pretty sick build that we're going to be doing in the trunk. We wanted to show you guys a couple of the new tools that we got and a couple techniques that we've actually learned over the last couple months, right?
Yeah, so we're excited to take some of those new tools and techniques and apply them to this vehicle. So it's gonna be pretty neat. We've got some old school JL Audio 12W3s. These things are from 2005, but they look brand new. So the customer brought these in. So we're excited to kind of use some older woofers, make a new enclosure, custom beauty boards, and incorporate some newer product in with the whole system.
So we're gonna go ahead and show you the process a little bit about the installation overall, and we're gonna rewire the entire car and really emphasize on that trunk build, so stay tuned. All right guys, so basically in this part of the build process, I'm starting the front speaker installation for our RS components from Kicker. Now, as you can see, between the factory speaker and the aftermarket 6.5-inch mid-range, we got quite a difference between mounting depth as well as mounting options in this vehicle. You guys will see when I get into the door, I may have to cut some sheet metal out in order for the actual magnet in the basket of this speaker to clear, compared to the factory one, which is pretty skinny, as you can see here. So what I need to do is actually copy or make a bracket for our new 6.5-inch mid-range to bolt into that door. What I'm going to be planning on doing is making a new ring out of MDF, 1/2 inch. I've already measured for the adequate depth of the speaker itself so it doesn't hit the window when it rolls down, and isolate it with some nice acoustical foam. That way the mid-range fires out of the door grill itself and you don't lose any sound output within the door panel itself. This is me rough cutting, so that way it's easier on the actual flush trim bit to cut the material that I'm using here. What I'm basically gonna do is double stick this piece with some template tape, cut it out. Now I have my perfect exact match of my speaker ring, but out of 1/2 inch. I've already made sure that the mid-range itself fits perfect in this ring, as well as gives me a nice little lip to adhere some foam to when it's finally installed. All right guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my nice shield here to keep us safe. That way I don't have, it's a small piece, you don't want it running around on you. You can get your fingers sucked into the actual bit itself. Also wear a respirator, especially with dealing with MDF, which is not the nicest thing to breathe in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. All right guys, so basically we're gonna go around the car and give you a little bit of an overview of what you just saw in the video. I just got done with the interior, all the wiring, the speaker adapters I made, the sound dampening, got the amplifiers in and partially tuned just to make sure that we have audio and everything's working correctly. So as you can see, everything's pretty much finalized and done on the interior, except for a couple panels I gotta put back in. We got the radio installed. Like I said, everything's working flawlessly. And you guys may ask, why did I take the vehicle apart so far? Well, for one, we're doing a job of this size or this caliber. You want to take the vehicle apart pretty much all the way as much as you can, like the center console, the door sills, the kicks, the rear seats, all the seats in general. That way it's easier to run the wires throughout the vehicle, follow all the factory looms in the vehicle as well. That way you can zip tie everything and it's super clean. A lot of your installers are just gonna be tucking in stuff in the wire, which in some cases won't allow the panels to sit properly back in the car, the door panels to go back on correctly, etc. So this is the right way of doing it if you have the time, of course. We got the door panels back on. The RS components are successfully installed with our tweeters up in the dash. Now, you guys may ask, why did I have to put the tweeter on the actual grille itself? Well, a lot of the aftermarket speakers, you're not gonna be able to put the tweeter in the factory location. And a lot of the times those grills are not large enough for the speaker itself to protrude the sound out of that grill, so we need to put it on top or make something work. In this case, we just went ahead and flush mounted the tweeter with an angle bracket on the factory grill to keep it simple. That way we get some good sound quality out of those Kicker RS components.
Pretty much got the box done. Of course, we still got to carpet it. We're pretty much just test fitting everything. Yes, the port is not completely painted yet, and there's a reason for that. I kind of just laid a base coat of black, and then I decided, hey, maybe we'd do something a little different. We are going to be doing some LED lighting, which Brendan will be explaining in a second. So we picked up this Rust-Oleum kind of texture colored paint. We're hoping that the LED lights that we're going to be doing will kind of, this will hopefully pop inside the port, and you'll see a little bit of light from this color of the paint itself. We also have some metal brackets here on the side for the box. These will support and be our mounting points for our beauty board that's going to be finished off here.
We'll have a pretty cool false wall. We're going to be using a couple new techniques about on how to attach that false wall instead of using screws and L brackets. We got some cool tricks up our sleeves. We're going to try it out for the first time, so I hope you guys like it.
Well, Brendan and I are going to get back to work, so stay tuned for the final product.
So right now the wood dust is a little out of control. I'm sure you guys have been watching our videos. We haven't been in this building that long, but the plan, like we said before, is a big wood room off of this wall. And that way we can utilize our dust collection system that we have a little bit better. But until then, we still have to get our customers' cars done. So we're playing in the dust.
I rabbited the edge on the inside here, and I'll put a panel for you. So you can see here that this edge is rabbited, so I can take my nice beautiful LEDs and they fit pretty.
All right, guys, so Brendan's out there working on the panel, somewhere over there. There he is. And I just added the magnets to the side panels, which, as you can see, are very strong, and hold those in place. We're gonna do a little body filler here to make our panel line up perfectly, so that way when we wrap them, they meet perfectly up to the side panels of the car. And we've got a really cool idea that I came up with as we were doing this with the LED lights, so you'll probably see that later. I already tested it. It seems like it's going to work, so we'll find out soon.
Sometimes it can be really difficult, depending on the curvature of the trunk liner, to make a template that fits perfectly. So we had a little bit of a gap in the corner on each side, and then because the trunk itself had some unevenness, Brendan, I'm gonna kill you. There we had two little gaps right there, so we're basically filling them so that way when we wrap the panels, everything fits nice and snug and there's no gaps.
right, so you guys may wonder why I have a black wire and a red wire here. A little teaser, something really cool that Allyn and I just came up with overnight. We dreamed about it. And
It came to us.
it came to us in our dreams. And we got in the car the next day and we're like, dude, you'll see it, you'll like it, trust me.
All right, guys, we've made wireless power, but not really. Anyway, what we basically did was, you saw Brendan soldering these earlier in the video. We basically used our LEDs. We attached a wire to the magnet, and we put this little aluminum foil strip there, so it makes contact with our our metal 90-degree bus bars, essentially, which are tied into the dome light. That turns on when you open up the trunk. So we'll go ahead and put this on.
Perfect. And as you can see, we also on the side pieces utilized neodymium magnets to actually hold the side pieces in. On this side of the panel, it's actually pressure fit into the trunk itself. So like Allyn was saying, extremely serviceable, makes it a lot nicer than using a 90-degree L bracket to actually screw into the wood from behind, and much more serviceable in general. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this last piece in. Perfect.
All right, guys, so we're here for the final unveil of the trunk that's all completed. And voila, there she is. We're really happy with the way everything turned out from the inside to the outside. But what's your favorite part of the build?
My favorite part of the build was really the trunk setup, you know, learning new techniques and taking a couple things that we've seen from other guys online and a couple other shops and sort of mashing our brains together and coming up with some other ideas to mount our false wall with the neodymium magnets that we use with the LEDs. Overall, I think that's my favorite. It's just the difference of not using L brackets to attach our false wall and the lighting and the pressed insert. That's one of my favorites.
Well, it's definitely my favorite too, of course, because that's what you see, but I definitely want to really point out that there's a lot of other hard work that goes into doing all the other stuff that isn't necessarily the funnest, with putting in, you know, speakers and amps and all that, but there's a lot of detail that goes in there that the customer doesn't get to see. But if you're definitely looking for a build like this, this is the type of quality of a build that you would expect from us here at Sonic Electronics, from the inside to the outside.
Exactly, and we're hoping the customer shares the same excitement we have with overall the entire build quality of what we did from the inside to the outside, like Allyn said. And hopefully soon he'll be picking it up and have a big smile on his face.
But I'd like to point out one thing. Yes, we did not do any sound dampening material here. So, and I know you guys can be very critical on YouTube about saying things like, oh, it's not done yet. But there's a reason. One, the customer is going to be coming back for a big 3 upgrade and also an alarm. But not only that, he was missing his panel here that covers everything up. So we didn't actually want to put any detonating material on there at this exact moment, just because it wouldn't look very aesthetically pleasing. So so when he comes back, we're going to go ahead and do that and then pop the panel on for him.
Exactly. But other than that, guys, I hope you really enjoyed the build. If you have any questions or any inquiries, feel free to give us a call anytime or email us if you want a killer trunk build just like what we did in this Honda. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and if you like this video, make sure you mash that thumbs up button. And overall, I hope you guys enjoy it. This is Brendan with Sonic Electronics.
I'm Allyn, and we're gonna leave you
with a nice
demo. So we'll see you later.
See you guys.
Oh my God! Oh, that's sweet. That's real sweet. Beautiful, beautiful work.
So basically, how
I take it he likes it. Beautiful.
I'm pretty sure. I hope so.
Yeah, beautiful work.
Yeah, I said, well, I only know the word, yeah. What you know about that? What you know about that?
All right, Allyn. We did such a great job, buddy. Let's go ahead and pop this sucker out and finish it.
Let's high five.
You was hit me in the face, dude. And then I slipped. That was an accident.